Alright, Dustin Ellerman here, and we have the largest suppressor that I own, the Silencer Co. Salvo 12. Now, of course, a year or two ago, if someone would have said something about a suppressed shotgun, everybody's like, yeah, that's Hollywood baloney. But Silencer Co. turned Hollywood baloney into reality. And the first thing you'll notice is it is large, because you have a lot of, you have a large bore in a 12 gauge, so it's going to be large in the first place. But you've got to make it efficient, and so you're going to have a lot of airspace under here because you have a lot of airspace under there that you need to trap the gas on the inside. Now, of course, how they did this is you can't get away with a traditional silencer design with baffles inside a shotgun suppressor because your wad and your pellets are going to just start to spread like they should in a shotgun, and it'll get caught and just blow your suppressor to smithereens. But what you have in the Salvo 12 is you have a series of rails on the inside that your wads will stay intact and hold everything together, hold your shot together so the gases can escape behind it, but then, you know, it traps the sound like a suppressor should do. And so the rails were just the ingenious part of this, but then when you look at it, you're like, oh, duh! But nevertheless, Silencer Co. is the one to do it. Now you'll notice it looks like a micro, not a micro, but the Ospreys. And so it's got the eccentric bore design where it's down below it, and so it's not going to really mess up your sight picture or anything. Now I know on my Benelli I have you know, the raised rail here, and so the suppressor all fits down below it, and it's not any problem. I suppose if you had a really low sight, it might catch in, but there's not much up there, so it's not going to really be an issue either. Now, the next question was, how are you going to mount that thing? And the Salvo comes with its own series of chokes. This one fits my Benelli. It's the improved choke, and it'll turn it into the mounting system as well. So I think they have it for Mossberg, Remington, the Segas, Berettas, of course Benelli, pretty much all the popular shotguns. If you've got a threaded choke in there, it's not going to be a problem. So we just snug it up with their little wrench, and then with the taper mount, it's just real simple, and even more simple than timing my Osprey. So you just put it down there wherever it's flush, and then start to spin the ring into place. And once you get it up in there, make sure that that it's all in line with your bore, and just give it a good snug with the wrench, and there, that's it. You're mounted. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you start to hold this out is, goodness, it's heavy. Because yeah, it's in the full foot-long configuration, you're talking 34 ounces. So, you know, nearly 2 pounds it weighs when it's especially it has the leverage against you on the end of your barrel. The only other con on the suppressor, I would say, is just it kind of fouls up your action, because just like all suppressors do, kind of throws the gas back into the gun, because, you know, it's a muffler and it's taking it all out up there. And so I think the gun gets a little more dirty than, you know, just without it. So the weight and then the dirty, but then you've got an awesome cool factor here. At marksman camps, we started using this for the teen and adult camps, and the shotgun instantly became the favor over all the activities. Now, if it's a little too long for you though, and a little too large and heavy, you can cut it down to half its size. This is the 12-inch configuration. You got 10, 8, and 6. So you can just get a new rod set for, it's like 40 bucks from Silencer Shop, and then you can just adapt it to the shorter configurations. Now, I haven't tried it in those. I think I shot one demo once at 10 and it was fine, but I heard, you know, 8 and 6, it gets a little noisy. And so anyway, we're gonna shoot it real quick and just have some fun. All right, so we're here at the berm, and something that I have found that is very interesting is that when we shoot it at the berm, it is noticeably louder than when we shoot it just up into the air. So we'll do 2 shots low and then 2 shots high. I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera, but hey, we'll figure it out. It's just noticeably different here, and what I did kind of see a difference is when I shoot some subsonic shells, it's not as loud in the berm anymore either. If y'all know, you know, anytime you break the sound barrier, you're going to get a sonic crack. I think that's a little bit of what we're hearing when we shoot into the berm. This was just some Federal standard, your Top Gun, your standard target load. I had Federal send me a little bit of their subsonic, but this is too light to cycle the action on this. So we get subsonic, supersonic, but it's not so dependable. However, a friend of mine loaded me up some 1.5 ounce subsonics, and now these are noticeably quieter. It's not going to be a huge deal, like I said, if you shoot high with the standard loads, but when we're shooting low and we get that bounce back, I guess from the slight bit of ballistic crack that comes out at first, we see a difference. So anyway, going into the berm. All right, it's just almost like just a little air whisper. Totally hearing safe, that's for sure. Here, I'll tell you what, we'll see if we can find any difference. We'll put a standard, a sub, a standard, and a sub. We'll go up into the sky, see if there's any difference. So starting off with the standard load. Yeah, no, not so much. Okay, one more. We'll do it into the berm. Standard sub, standard sub. Here we go. Definitely hear a crack with the supersonic loads, the standard load. So anyway, not like it's a real big difference, but if you want to go real quiet, find you some subsonics. That'll work. All right, so this is just a little segment of a stage we do for the Marksman Camp 3 gun. Now that we have the Salvo, we can suppress everything. So we got rifle, pistol, shotgun all suppressed. Anyway, have some fun. All right, so for the How Loud Is It crowd, we've got Dolly, the decibel reader here. I've only shot off of her once, I believe, but she is used to living in the range with me here. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, girl, ready? Pretty quiet. But now it's raining. Wait and see if those pellets come down. Here they come. Cool. Pretty quiet.